Hey everybody, it's Aunt Jessica, and I wanted to follow up to what I said on my last video that I had some news for y'all, and the news is that I am going in to fix this fugly mug on Thursday. So tomorrow I will be under the knife, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so nervous. I'm not going to post any pictures of like me in the hospital like all these trans people do with the facial pictures, and it's just scary looking, like the stuff that we do. I am getting some pretty, we'd say, invasive facial reconstruction. And it's hopefully for the better. I believe this is what it's going to take to put my mind at ease at how I present to the public. That's very important to me. I think that is a lost art in today's society with this younger generation of trans kids that are coming out. And I would say a lot, actually, I'm going to take that back. The trans kids that are coming out now are concerned with passability, and I want to talk about the middle-aged transitioners that are coming out now saying that I have a 5 o'clock shadow and some eye makeup and you better respect me and use my pronouns. Those people are putting in zero effort. I'm not doing this to prove anything to anybody. I'm doing this for me. I'm trying to do this to calm my mental status down so that I can be happy with how I'm presenting myself to the world. Like, that's important to me. And I want to say it's not lost on the younger generation, which is kind of a bad thing nowadays, because what we're running into is the younger generation that's claiming to be trans is being told that to be trans and be passable in your later years, like someone old like me, you need to start now. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, I don't want to play devil's advocate too much, but kids that transition young, I mean, look at below minor transitioning like Briana Ivy. There's a few others out there that 100% pass. Now, there is the champion Blaire White, who didn't transition until she was an adult, 18, 19 years old, and she looks amazing, 100% passable. I think everybody agrees with that. So she is proof that you can pass in the later years if you wait until you're an adult. There is a lot of controversy around that whole issue. And what I did want to say about this child transitioning thing. So here's the deal though, with the full surgeries that a lot of these younger kids are getting, what we're running into, and I knew this, but it seems like nobody else is paying attention, because when you start taking puberty blockers before puberty, your parts don't grow. That's my biggest complaint about this whole thing, is that we're stunting kids' growth. And these activists are arguing with me online, literally telling me that I'm hurting my own community by not allowing kids to transition. No, I think I'm saving lives in the later years. I don't mean to be mean, but I'm saving taxpayer money. I'm saving the medical industry from making too much money on a possible lifetime candidate for medicalization, because you don't know, nobody knows how many comorbidities are going to arise from kids that were put on puberty blockers for 2 years and then cross-sex hormones. The problem with that is we don't know. There's not enough history. There are transitioned kids from, I'd say, before puberty that are in their mid-20s, late 30s maybe now. But that's not the age I'm talking about. I'm talking about the age of 40 plus, where your heart's going to have a hard time keeping up because it didn't go through its proper puberty. Your ligaments, your joints, your knees, your elbows, everything is going to be at a deficit. So in my opinion, I hate to say this, your brain, because your brain development is also stunted when you take puberty blockers. So, you're going to have a 40-year-old body that's aged maybe at 50 because it didn't grow properly, and now it's older and it's all worn out. So that's my fear, and that's what I'm trying to tell these kids that want to transition early. And the other thing, to get a little bit technical with the surgery parts. So Briana Ivy touched on this a little bit, and I know Jazz had this problem, Jazz Jennings, and also Shapeshifter. There's been a few out there that have had this issue. So if you start on puberty blockers before puberty as a boy and you were transitioning to a girl, they want to make, this or that change. So you don't develop your sexual organs properly and completely when you are on puberty blockers for so long and cross-sex hormones. So when you finally do go get that surgery, there's nothing there for them to work with. The doctors literally cannot create a neo-vagina with a underdeveloped male part. It's not possible. Now, there are surgeries that they say are, cutting edge and they figured it out, whatever, but there's problems. Like, there's botched surgeries all over the place. We're starting to see lawsuits coming out with kids that were forced into transition by, pediatrics and psychologists telling the kids and the parents, do you want a daughter or a dead son? Like, oh, that drives me crazy. So I wanted to let y'all know that I am doing a full facial reconstruction. I think I wanted to talk about it, but I might as well. It's the reason why you're not going to see me on YouTube for another month, probably after I'm recovered. Hopefully, like I said, my ugly face will not be so ugly. I don't expect to be passable by no means. Like that ship has sailed for me, and I've come to live with it. It was tough. I've gone back and forth on a lot of that stuff. It was hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Throughout my transition, I've had goals of, being passable, and I really wanted to, like, that was my heart's desire. That's all I ever wanted out of life was to have that sensation. To me, like, my ultimate goal was always to be able to walk into a restaurant with my boyfriend on my arm. That's because I'm 6 foot tall with heels on. So yes, he would be on my arm, because it's hard to find guys that are my height that want to date me wearing heels. So there's the problem. Sorry, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I want to be able to walk into a restaurant or a movie theater and have nobody bat an eye. Nobody look, oh, that's an odd looking girl. Or, dude, look at that guy in the makeup, in the dress. That's crazy. So I wanted to be able to do that. That's been a dream of mine. I know it'll never come true. I'm not trying to gain sympathy points, y'all. I know y'all don't like me talking bad on myself or getting down on myself. Like, I know it's something I need to work on personally, but it's true. I'm just being real. I don't have that pipe dream anymore. I mean, of course I would love that to be true, but I know it's not going to happen for me. It's too late. I do what I can with what I have. And I want to thank Blaire White. If she watches this, it'd be great. She's been a huge motivator for me all of my life, that I've been able to watch her, grow up. I've watched her videos when she was, younger, and always drinking her Starbucks coffee and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been neat to have her as a motivator. Obviously, I'm older than she is, but I look up to her, and she's got a great following, and she knows what she's doing, and she knows what she's talking about. And for her to say in her own videos, she said, Jessica presents a feminine energy, and you can see the effort and how I try, and I'm respectful of women. Obviously, if you follow me, my stance on females and protecting them and how I feel about it. So I'm not going to, lie to myself and say, oh, you can be just like Blaire, a passable woman. Like, I get it. It's not going to happen for me, and that's okay. I've come to live with the reality, and I'm just trying to make myself happy inside, and be content with my looks. That will probably never 100% happen, but I'm learning and I'm growing and trying to teach myself how to be okay with what I have left. This is the last step that I think I can do. I'm tired of having surgeries. I've had a few in my lifetime, and I don't like it. It sucks. Like, anybody who's had surgery, this one's going to be hard. This is a major facial thing, and it's a lot of recovery time. Hopefully I'll be back out and, in the world doing my thing as soon as possible. And before we go, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Ansleigh Wilks. She will be in Las Vegas here in the Brazilian Nogi Jiu-Jitsu Worlds, they call it. That's what they call it for the Jiu-Jitsu crowd. And she brought to my attention this person. So now we're going to switch to protecting women's sports. And this is the flip side to that, which we still need to protect women's sports. And here's why. So now we have what we call the trans man, which is a biological female transitioning to be a man. We now have a perpetrator, or someone, I will say. His name is Jason, is what he goes by. I don't know his, I guess we would call it a dead name, his female name. But the problem is we would say, okay, this is a biological female who wants to compete with other biological females. Well, as an advocate for saving women's sports, I'm always preaching, biological stays in their own category. Well, here's the case where that doesn't work, okay? So here we have a biological female who is taking testosterone to become a man. Well, as far as we know, that's his new identity is Jason Foster. I got this off of Smooth Comp. That's the website for jiu-jitsu players. So this person, Jason, is a female. He's taking testosterone, which is a PED, a performance-enhancing drug, and it's not legal in any field of sport. Like, you're supposed to be drug tested. I guess in the elite level is the only time they're going to drug test. But that was the whole thing with Aaliyah Thomas and, are these guys cheating? Well, they're claiming they've been on hormone replacement therapy for 12 plus months, and then I qualify to be a woman. Well, the same goes. Are they testing this person? And I'm going to show you guys a video that this person is competing with women. Now, keep in mind, it is a biological woman, but he is taking testosterone. That's a male drug. That's a performance enhancing drug. So it's not fair. And I've always said this, and I'll say it here again too. Okay, so here is Jason Foster. We can see him in the blue and black. This is a biological woman who is bigger than Jason Foster. I looked up his weight and he says he fights at the 200 plus category. That doesn't look like a 200-pound woman to me. This woman maybe clips 180, 190. I don't know. I haven't been around it that long. Or I've been out of the game so long that I can't really tell everybody's walking weight anymore. But so let's watch. So what I'm getting at in this video, what we're looking for is the fact that this person, Jason, the woman who's on testosterone, is physically overpowering this girl who is a biological female, presumably not on testosterone, just a natural female who is strong. I will give her that. She'd probably ragdoll me, right? But watch this. Watch how. Okay, right there. Did you see how Jason like yanked on her? Like, and it was like a rag doll, you know, and not this person in the blue and black, Jason, is smaller than this woman and overpowers her. That's the result of testosterone. If you know, like what's going on, it enhances everything. In my opinion, that is the direct result of a pretty much juiced athlete. Like when bodybuilders take steroids, there is an anabolic steroid they take. And there's also testosterone added on top of it. You can't take just anabolic steroids. You have to take testosterone as the base, and then you add whatever drug you wanted to add on top of that, whether it's D-bol or anabol. There's so many kinds, you guys. I've been out for so long, I don't know them all. But the point is, testosterone is a performance-enhancing drug, like when entered the body artificially. So I always thought I'd be trying to protect women's sports from biological men like myself trying to compete with the women. And now I'm trying to protect women's sports from biological females who want to cheat and still compete in the women's division. Like there's been a few of these instances where I think there's a Matt Begg wrestler who is a girl on testosterone, jacked, like makes me look like a twig, wrestling with boys and winning. And in my opinion, you guys, I will just say this, in my opinion, I 100% stand behind this. If anybody wants to argue it with me, knock yourself out. But if a woman takes testosterone, she is disqualified from competing in any sports, whether she's competing with biological men or females. They made that decision to put the testosterone in their body. I don't care how many times you want to tell me that it's not a choice, the transition is required, or they're going to unalive themselves if they don't transition. Well, no, you can socially transition and still compete in the sports you want to compete in your biological sex category. Once you choose to take that aftermarket drug, that aftermarket testosterone, that's on you. You have automatically disqualified yourself from competing in sports, in my opinion. That's how I see it, and that's how I think it should be. That makes it fair for everybody. So we have biological females competing against biological females. That way we have natural females versus natural females and natural males versus natural males. Now, if they want to create that trans league, we've talked about that before. So if they want to create the category, I'm fine with it. The category would be trans inclusion, all of it, right? So we have women on steroids versus men on estrogen, and we let them fight it out in whatever sports they want. They're both signing up for it. So we have equal consent from both parties, and both parties are aware and have acknowledged that the other party is of a different sex or possibly on a performance enhancing drug. Fine, let them do it. Let them be in combat sports. Let them be in ball and stick sports. That's fine. But at least everybody knows what's on the table, what they're up against. I mean, that's part of the fun of the sport. You know, can I defeat this person in this game or in this match? Like, that's what makes people want to watch sports. And I believe me and Ansleigh talked about this. Like, I think everybody would watch that. Who wouldn't want to tune in to see your Aunt Jessica box Maya Wilmy? You know, two trans women going at it, like, let's see who's the best of the mediocre males, right? So I think that's something that may happen, probably not in my lifetime, but hopefully we can get all this stuff squared away where women have their own sports, men have their own sports, and then we can have the trans athletes competing against each other. Wouldn't that be like so fun? I bet there would be markets for that. Target, Bud Light, all these woke ass companies could get in on it. How fun would that be for the LGBT community? They would be revered as pioneers for advertising for this new transgender league. How cool would that be for Target and Disney and Bud Light? Think about that, you guys. Like, get the word out. Let them know. That's what we need to do to protect women's sports. I'm all for it. Okay, and now I want to show you guys something that just came out today. The movie is coming out December 1st, so I will not be online or doing anything when this movie comes out. So I'm super bummed, but I'm excited to watch it when it comes out. This is everything that I've talked about in the last 6 years of doing this. Trying to protect women's sports. Like, this movie does it all. So if you guys haven't seen the preview for it, we're going to watch it. So this movie is by the Daily Wire, and I'm super excited to see it. And let's watch the preview real quick. I want you guys to see this.
Where women's sports.
And guess who that is, you guys? That's my friend Riley. They actually got Riley in this movie. That is so cool. I don't know how much she's in there, but that's Riley.
Is being transformed. The Daily Wire calls foul with the most triggering comedy of the year.
Guys, this is serious. Sports can be your pathway to a better life.
Well, like yours?
Please don't steal my catalytic converter again. Winning matters. It's the key ingredient in becoming a winner.
I love that how he says, don't steal my catalytic converter. We have a huge theft problem of that in Las Vegas. Guess what, you guys? I'm on the strip every day and I see things, but the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile was here about a couple months ago. And guess what? They stole the catalytic converters off the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile while it was in Las Vegas. Like, that is too funny. Sorry, I know that doesn't relate to this, but he said, don't steal my catalytic converter, and I thought that was awesome.
Maybe you should try it sometime. Are you gonna move?
I am not.
Let's cut to the chase. I know you're not a woman.
Hey, you don't know how he identifies.
If you can beat them,
What do you know about the U.S. Opens for the Global Games?
You want us to compete as women. $5,000 prizes.
My lover says you were a great coach back in the day.
join
This is the way the world is now. My 8-year-old daughter told me all about it. So a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all.
Oh, that's called gender fluid.
So I can...
See, this movie nails it perfectly because the kids know more than the adults about transitioning and gender identity and all this. Why? Gee, let me think. Because we have a bunch of blue-haired, crazy liberal teachers on TikTok telling their kids they can be a horse or a frog or whatever they feel like being that day. Like, it's terrible.
So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom. I can't believe it. Nice.
You mean when you're sleeping?
Yes.
Coach,
Alex, we could play basketball.
we have to get the whole team back together.
it's time
We're in. I'm in. I'm in.
to play
Lady Ballers. Man up.
Lady Ball. With the two cherries.
like a girl.
I'm with her. I'm in my room. This is my room.
Exactly. This is my truth.
From heroes.
Day one of being a girl athlete.
I love.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about that person that they just emulated right there or simulated or made fun of, but I don't speak that person's name because that person is, not going to lie, that person bugs the ever-living out of me. I cannot stand him. I will misgender that person. No problem. I will not say their name because I won't give them the recognition. Kind of like the way CNN won't give the recognition to other people that do heinous crimes. Like, that's the right thing to do, but I'm not acknowledging that person as anything close to being in the trans community. They are an influencer at best. That is it. And unfortunately, they influence the wrong people for the wrong reasons. Sorry, rant.
Girl.
To sheroes.
We could dominate every woman's sport. Running, swimming, soccer. I said sport, Felix.
It's not a sport.
Ladies basketball, boys. Nobody watches. Excuse me. Are these seats open?
Ted Cruz, and I wish I knew who that was, but I think that's a biological female, but he's like, she like gave him the evil eye, feminist maybe? I don't know.
Never mind.
Getting dunks. And tucking trunks.
No, she didn't. That's the biggest I've ever seen on a lady.
Because I think that was Brett Cooper in the other Indian headdress, and I love how they're not afraid. They're not making fun of the Native Americans. They're just saying Indians should be able to go woo, which is the thing in the news right now with the Kansas City Chiefs fan who painted half his face black and red. Now, I probably would have gone with white and red, but whatever. He went black on one side and red on the other side, and now everybody's calling him a racist. This country is going bananas, and you guys were just dragging along for the ride. It sucks.
I don't care.
Lady Ballers.
One can even be trans age now, which provides Sheelix with a wonderful opportunity to relive all the experiences that she missed out on in school.
Streaming exclusively on Daily Wire Plus December 1st.
Okay, so that's funny, but at the same time, I don't like seeing kids get hurt. Even though it's just a movie, I hate that, you guys, when they do that in movies. So I can't wait until that movie comes out, you guys. It's gonna be so fun. I don't like it watching girls get hurt like that, especially young girls. Like, even though I know it's just a movie, it's just fake. It's just they're actors and actresses. They didn't get hurt for real, but I can't watch stuff like that. It really bothers me. But I am excited for the movie. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm excited. The Daily Wire is pushing the envelope, and I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully, like I said, they got Riley Gaines involved, Ted Cruz. That's awesome. And hopefully that movie as well. I might actually have to sign up to be a Daily Wire Plus member. I've never done that. I just get as much free content as I can, which I assume a lot of people do, but I would support them as well. So let's move on. But I would support them as well. Once again, I wanted to say thanks, you guys, for tuning in. I appreciate if you guys can stick with me. I won't be on here for a while. And I want to thank you guys all for the support. And I love you guys all. Bye. And we'll see you hopefully. And okay, so I want to thank everybody for following my channel and the comments. I really appreciate everything, you guys. Okay, so that's me. And I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to be gone for about a month. I really appreciate all you guys who have stuck with me. And I'm going to get back on here as soon as possible, as soon as I'm healed up. I really appreciate all you guys' comments and good wishes, and I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye. I want to thank everybody for following my channel and the comments. I really appreciate everything, you guys. Okay, so that's me, and I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to be gone for about a month. I really appreciate all you guys who have stuck with me. And I'm going to get back on here as soon as possible, as soon as I'm healed up. I really appreciate all you guys' comments and good wishes, and I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye. Appreciate if you guys can stick with me. I won't be on here for a while. And I want to thank you guys all for the support, and I love you guys all. Bye. And we'll see you hopefully. And okay, so I want to thank everybody for following my channel and the comments. I really appreciate everything, you guys. Okay, so that's me, and I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to be gone for about a month. I'm going to get back on here as soon as possible, as soon as I'm healed up. I really appreciate all you guys' comments and good wishes, and I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye.